In the future, global warming has become so bad that catastrophic weather is plaguing the planet. Countries around the world collaborate in a united effort to find a solution. They develop a weather controlling system nicknamed Dutch Boy, which deploys a network of satellites around the globe. The system successfully contains a devastating hurricane over Shanghai and stabilizes the global climate. However, someone has secretly hacked the system, redirecting its power to destroy major cities, killing millions, and triggering a global ice age. Jake Lawson, the main architect for Dutch Boy, is called to testify before a court, facing intense scrutiny. Senator Thomas Cross is particularly unhappy that Jake went ahead and started Dutch Boy without the Parliament's approval. He tells Jake to step down as the station's head, along with his crew, as he will be getting a new replacement. Jake fails to make a compelling argument for his case, choosing instead to just argue with the senators and justifying that Dutch Boy has proven to be a success under his watch. Jake's brother, Max, tries to shut him up, but to no avail. After the meeting is adjourned because Jake and the senators failed to agree, Max tells Jake that he's been chosen to take Jake's job, and he regrettably fires his brother.
Sorry, Jake. You're fired.
3 years later, a team of soldiers moved through Afghanistan. They come across a village that appears to have been frozen over, covered in ice and snow. The soldiers find the villagers standing frozen in place. Up in the International Climate Space Station, ICSS, an engineer named Mahmoud gathers log data from the Afghanistan incident in secret. He moves through the station when the windows start to blow out, causing Mahmoud to be sucked out into space. President Andrew Palma is alerted to the incidents, and he calls for a meeting among his cabinet. They conclude that there must have been a glitch in one of the satellites over Afghanistan. Palma proposes to send one person up to the ICSS to fix the situation. Secretary of State Leonard Deckham talks to Max and suggests that he get Jake to go up there since he knows Dutch Boy better than anyone involved, but Max thinks it wouldn't help to ask Jake. However, he decides to try and convince Jake. He drives up to his home in Florida, where he meets Jake's daughter, Hannah, who is very happy to see him. Jake appears none too pleased to see Max, but Max pleads with his brother to help him investigate the Afghanistan incident, knowing that many lives could potentially be at risk. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, a heat wave has passed over the city. A man named Chung Long, who heads Dutch Boy's Hong Kong department, is in a grocery store to get items. He tries to get rid of a cat that leaps into the refrigerator, as if to say the environment is hot and needs somewhere cool. He gets the items, and upon leaving the store for his car, he accidentally drops the carton of eggs. To his surprise, the eggs start frying on the street. Suddenly, the ground rumbles and gas mains start to burst underground and explode. Chung races across the city as more mains start to blow, causing an earthquake that destroys part of the city. Chung makes it to the middle of a bridge as he and other citizens look upon what remains of the city. Jake agrees to go up to the ICSS, even though he knows he will leave Hannah behind. Hannah tearfully says goodbye to him before leaving to stay with her mother, who got separated from Jake a few years earlier. When Jake reaches the ICSS, he meets Ute Fassbinder, the station's commander, plus her crew, Duncan Taylor, Ray Dussett, Ian Iadissa, and Al Hernandez. Together, they look in a Hong Kong satellite, but the robot arm holding it goes haywire, nearly killing everyone until it crashes, leaving the satellite destroyed with no data to work with. An enormous hailstorm, big enough to destroy a truck, hit Tokyo. Chung contacts Max from Hong Kong after discovering he cannot log in to access their satellite. Chung warns Max that if this weather pattern continues, a geostorm will occur, in which disastrous weather will strike all over the globe at once. Chung escapes his office when he finds that mercenaries, led by Rico, are about to raid the place. Max then turns to Dana, a cybersecurity hacker. She finds that Max cannot gain access to the satellite either, meaning that someone else has hacked the system. Jake sees in a surveillance video of the accident that killed Mahmoud the hard drive got stuck in a panel. He goes out to retrieve it, but his space suit malfunctions, and he is nearly killed. After returning to the station, he shows Ute that he got the drive, but he keeps it a secret from the rest of the crew, fearing that one of them may have deliberately sabotaged him. While attempting to go over the drive, Jake and Ute cannot access the information. Jake video calls Max and tells him a story about their father taking them fishing. Max takes the video to Dana and says it's an encrypted message from Jake, since their dad never took them fishing. Max decrypts the message using their dad's old phone number to learn that Jake believes someone within the White House is responsible. Max attempts to meet up with Chung. Rico is behind him, and he pushes Chung into the path of a car. Max rushes to a dying Chung, who manages to mention something called Project Zeus before he dies. Max relays this info to Dana, stating that Project Zeus is meant to manipulate the weather and create the Geostorm. Jake and Ute find the log data in the locker that Macmout had stored it in, which is dust sets. He initially thinks they suspect him of sabotaging Jake, even holding them at gunpoint, but they come to an understanding. They discover that a virus was spread to keep ICSS employees from logging in. Jake contacts Max again with the suspicion that Palma may be behind the hack. To stop the Geostorm from happening, they need to reboot the system with kill codes with the president, as they are biometric and require his fingerprints and eye scan. Max tells this to his girlfriend, who also happens to be a Secret Service agent by the name of Sarah Wilson, as he needs her help to get Palma. Max and Sarah head to the Democratic National Convention in Orlando, where Max learns that a huge thunderstorm is about to hit the area. When he tries to warn Deckham and ask for his help, Deckham takes Max to a room and tries to shoot him, revealing himself as the true villain. Max rushes to tell Sarah. She creates a diversion to get the other Secret Service agents away while she gets Palma. She and Max take him in a self-driving cab just as the storm hits. They get far away from the stadium as it is blown up by a massive lightning bolt. Sarah drives through the city, evading Rico and his goons. They go under a bridge and manage to push Rico into the path of the storm, causing a bolt to hit his car and blow him up. Deckham is ahead on the road and uses one of his goons to try and kill Max, Sarah, and Palma with an RPG. The car blows up, but they are not inside. Max and Sarah incapacitate the goon and hold Deckham until the police arrive to arrest him, before he is taken away. Deckham says he planned to take out America's enemies and leave the United States in charge of the world, with him as president. The virus begins to completely take over the station as its self-destruct sequence activates, causing havoc. The satellites then spin out of control, unleashing catastrophic weather worldwide. A tsunami devastates Dubai, a scorching heat wave in Moscow, and tornadoes in Mumbai. People are frozen in their tracks, burned alive, or sucked up. The Geostorm then counts down to less than 90 minutes. Jake soon learns that Duncan is responsible for spreading the virus. Jake goes to beat the crap out of him and learns he did it because he was offered more than what he was paid up there. Duncan accidentally hits the windows with bullets before Jake gets out, just as the window blows out and sucks Duncan into space. Max and Sarah get Palma to send the kill codes. Jake contacts Max and says the kill codes will only stop the Geostorm, but not the self-destruct sequence. Jake prepares to die despite Max, trying to find a way to help. The brothers acknowledge their love for each other. Jake rushes to take the kill codes to the main computer, with Ute staying behind to help him. Once they do so, they manage to stop the Geostorm, bringing all the crazy weather to a halt. As the station continues to crumble, Jake and Ute find a nearby pod. The station is obliterated, leaving everyone thinking Jake is dead. Hannah watches at home with her mother and starts crying. Max is then alerted to a video from a nearby shuttle that the pod is signaling for help. The shuttle, flown by Hernandez, stops to grab the pod, saving Jake and Ute. They are brought back to Earth, with Max and Hannah both feeling relieved. 6 months later, Jake gets his old job back, working on a new Dutch boy system. He, Max, and Hannah are shown trying to fish since they never did as kids, but they decide it's too boring. We then hear Hannah's voiceover saying that while we cannot change the past, we can only hope to make the future better. Let me know what you think about this video by dropping your comments and reactions below, and please, don't forget to like and subscribe.